Greetings, friend. How are you doing today? I have two questions for you. First question: have you ever have something happen that just seemingly somebody did something to you that just seemingly incomprehensible? You're like, what on the earth were you thinking? And it bothers you. It bothers you, and it keep bothering you, like, alright, like, geez. And then the second question, have you ever hear people talk about perception? You should try to see it in a different way. Perhaps you even listened to our video yesterday, my video on my interview that talk about perception and how you see things one way and and see other people see it in a different way, and therefore you'll be more tolerant and all these things. And you have tried. Maybe you even get yourself one of these beach ball the way I explain it, yes, in that video. And feel welcome to visit the video of my interview on the fourth finger of the book, where you can see it in one way or the other, and you use every imaginable perceptions that you have, and you like, I still can't see why this, let's say, persons or something just doing this in the way that you just like, I just want to smack them. Have you ever had that happen? You try perceptions, you try all these good things. This is actually happened with me last week. This happened with me last week. And it has to do with something with the trash bin. Somebody decided that right before the trash people pick up to dump a large item on my trash, a large electronic on my trash, that the trash company, we know in general in the area that I live, the trash company will not pick up this item. Not only that, if you put it on your trash, a lot of the time they will even just simply leave your trash altogether. And so they will not even pick up your trash and empty your trash bin, which means you stuck with the trash from the week before, and so on and so forth. And I happen to see this. I don't usually go to the back, but I happened to see this, and I said, "Oh my God!" And and I did certain things. So I actually, and it was a large item, so much so that I could not even easily move it from top of my trash bin. But thankfully, I was able to do certain things such that the trash company still pick it up, still pick up my trash. And it bothers me. It actually bothers me. And believe me, I was like, okay, the skill of perceptions. It's kind of like sounds really cool when you're like explaining it to people. Look at it, look at the beach ball from this angle and that angle. And I'm like, perceptions. What perceptions can I see? Okay, that person is an Moron. That's what came to my mind. Have you ever had this happen to you? You're like, whatever. He's just and so what did you do if you try to use perceptions? And then yesterday in the video, I also shares about the sunglasses technique. Actually, one of the interviewers says, take off your dark sunglasses. And I tried to take off my dark sunglasses. I said, okay, got to be, see this in a brighter spectrum. Somebody intentionally put an untraceable trash on my trash. What the hecky? And it just doesn't work. So what would you do in that scenario? What would you do? And it's actually, truth be told, in all transparency, it bothers me for more than a couple hours. It bothers me like a day or something. It's following me the next day. And I say, oh my God, there is no way I am not going to allow myself to be bothered by this. I just not going to. And because that will drag down my energy and my vibration. So what can you do? What would you do if in this case, if you ever have this experience, please share in the comment below, what did you do such that you were able to overcome this, and what a few things that I do, and I'm going to share the four things actually that I did through today and the rest of this week. And the first thing was I decided after a little time, when I noticed, we notice what we're noticing, and I noticed that this thing following me. I was like, in the middle of the day, I'm like, that SOB why did I do that? And now I have this large electronic item like stuck on the side of my driveway, right? And what am I gonna do with that? I could not even move that thing on my own. I will need to have people move it, and all these things will cost money, and all this. It's just like, and so at some point I decided that I'm not going to go down to where this person is. That was the first thing I actually did. As I noticed, there is Napoleon Hill says this, and many other personal development teacher, perhaps quoting Napoleon Hills, that if somebody did something that is so undesirable that in your mind is just inappropriate or lowly or what have you, and you participate in that, and your participations could be by being angry. Let's say somebody cut you on the as you were driving. You're driving along happily, somebody just cut you really close, really short, and is it a desirable thing to happen? Of course not. Perhaps you might have to slam on your brake really hard. Perhaps you might even bump something and things. Definitely not something anybody desires to happen. And at the same time, you could choose to participate and be just as bad, if there is such a thing as or good or bad, or as unskillful, if that's what you call those, or undesirable by getting angry, by waving your middle finger, by swearing and all these things. Or you could say, what a behavior. Definitely something I don't like happening with me, and something I would not be doing on others, and I choose to not get to that energy or that vibration, because even if everything is energy, everything is vibration. I choose to not get to that vibrations, that you can call it the low vibration or that kind of behavior, by participating. And if you are waving your middle finger, screaming, or sometimes we can get the way I was in the past, I will, depend on what it is, I might actually speed up and cut the persons again in the future. Can you imagine this? And it's like, that was quite alive. And no wonder sometimes we do, there are dangerous driver, right? And so, well, you can choose to do those kind of things, but then you're participating. Or you can choose to say, you know what, I'm not going to participate in that. And sometimes participation is not just action. Participation is not just waving your finger. But participation is also allowing your mind and your heart to become angry, to become upset, to become whatever it is, to become irritated and so forth. And so that actually was the first things I realized, and I said, wow, I'm doing exactly what these persons want me to do. I suspect that perhaps if you consciously put an untraceable, an item that cannot be thrown away on somebody, but one of the possibilities, the person's it is just want me to get upset. Why would I give this person the joy and delight of me being upset? Hello, that will be kind of like giving him a free or her a free pass. No, I'm not gonna do that. And also, whatever the reason of this person that I absolutely at the moment could not see, and it doesn't matter what perception skill I use, I just like whatever. Then I said, but at least I could choose. I could choose and I could decide on how I'm going to be, and I could choose and I could decide that whether this thing's going to bother me. And when it's something bother me, when there is anger, we have these charts here from Dr. David Hawkins. Anger is at the lower vibrations. Anger is at lower vibrations. Grief is at lower vibrations, and I could allow myself to be dragged down to the lower vibrations. Or I could say, no, 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 whatever you're doing, I decide that I'm not going to let that happen with me, and I'm going to stay joyful, and I'm going to stay at peace, and I'm just not going to participate in whatever this in my word, insanity that this person was doing. And so that is the first thing that I actually did. When I realized after about 24 hours or something, I was like, I'm still bothered by this. I still kind of look, I'm like, going, and the record, the perception skill doesn't work at the time, so whatever. And so the first thing I did to resolve this is actually to decide how would you be. The things happen, people do things, and you could decide that you want to be bothered. You could decide you want to be angered. You could decide you want to feel guilty on perhaps something you don't even do. You could decide whatever, or you could choose and decided that no, I'm not going to go to that low vibrational energy of whatever causing this person doing whatever they are doing, and I am going to stay joyful and stay at peace and stay at the level where the universe is vibrating, where everything going to come easily and smoothly, including how you will be able to continue to stay joyful and at peace and at ease, and fully release, not pushing it aside, not just saying like, say, oh, I pretend everything good, taking a spiritual bypass, not something like that, but to fully release such that you fully in a state of joy and peace. And tomorrow, in the next few days, I'll share more on the next step on what it is that I did that allowed me to just, in a matter of, once I decided, in a matter of the next couple hours, I was able to return to the state of authentic joy and authentic peace, regardless of this large electronic, quite large electronic still sitting on my driveway. Things still happening. It's still there. And so what is it today? What is it today that you could decide on things happen in your life? Perhaps at this moment your life is perfectly magnificently 1,000% wonderful. But being human, either right now there are something in your life that is a circumstance, such as with me, where there is somebody do something peculiar, or perhaps life doing something peculiar, or you just noticing something that you would prefer differently. It's not such an apparent garish thing, but you prefer differently. What is it? Well, perhaps feel welcome to share in the comment below if you have a situation, and most importantly, whether you share in the comment below or not, what do you choose? Do you choose to be dragged down, or what is it that you choose? And feel welcome to reach out with me if you'd like to. If you'd like to have some support in helping you choose, feel welcome to reach out to me directly as well, and feel welcome to share your feedback or this video with anyone you'd love to. And this is Burjit with Joyful Riches Beyond Grief, and I love you very very much. And I see as you practice this, you too will be able to change every circumstance once you're aware of it, quickly and easily, allowing you to stay in joy and ease and peace, a whole lot more, and create a beautiful, wonderful, thriving life at each day, one day at a time, and a magnificent, thriving life as a whole. And I love you very much, and I look forward to see you again very, very soon.